Good evening. Many thanks for joining us live on QTV. You are watching QTV News and I am Ajibintu Drame. Our top stories. President Adama Barrow on Saturday afternoon paid an unexpected visit to the central abattoir in Abuko to gather first-hand information on the sale of sacrificial rams for Eid celebrations, locally called Tobaski. On Saturday, the Gambia began rolling out the Sinopharm vaccine for the first time at the Sukuta Health Center and coincides with the day the police are being tasked to enforce the mandatory wearing of face masks. 3 fully equipped computer labs were handed over on Thursday to St. Joseph Senior Secondary School by Yamuransa and Helping Africa Foundation. In international news, there are growing concerns that the influence of Islamist group ISIS will grow in Africa following the announcement by French President Emmanuel Macron that France will start closing its military bases in northern Mali. In sports news, the Gambia government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, has given a financial reward of $600,000 to 4 athletes who will represent the country at the Tokyo Olympics. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. Now, President Barrow on Saturday afternoon paid an unexpected visit to the central abattoir in Abuko to get first-hand information on the sale of sacrificial rams for Tuesday's Eid al-Adha celebrations by the Muslim Ummah, locally called Tobaski. Aliou Cisse reports.
Now a tradition that every year the president will visit the central abattoir here in Abuko to buy rams for himself, friends and families, but also to help know the price of rams here at the central abattoir. This visit comes 2 days to the Muslim feast of Eid al-Adha, commonly known as Tobaski. Muslims in the Gambia will join other Muslims around the world to observe this important day in the Islamic calendar. Speaking to the press, President Barrow, who was visiting the abattoir as a family man, said he had observed high prices of rams, but believes through negotiations anyone can purchase a ram for the feast. He reveals the government had waived all taxes on rams this year to make them affordable for every Gambian.
I am here as Adama Barrow. I'm here as a family man. That's why I came to the general to see whether I can purchase a ram for my family, a ram for my friends, and my party supporters, and some religious leaders. That's why I'm here. Overall, I see you have a lot of rams around. The prices are a little bit high, but you can always negotiate, and look at the price that you can afford, and definitely buy the ram you want. Yes, I was able to negotiate prices ranging from 10,000 up to 25,000. Yes, I've been able to negotiate price with them. So it's a matter of negotiation, give and take, until when you agree, then you do business. Yes.
Talking about the issue of the high prices, what has your government done in order to ensure that the price is brought down?
Yes, we did everything possible at our own level to waive all duties, all taxes on rams this year. So I think that was the contribution for government to our population. Because our main objective is to support the people, to make impact on the life of the people. If you are elected, it's a social contract. That social contract is binding. That's why we waive all the taxes, for people who are doing this business.
While recognizing the feast as an important day in the Muslim calendar, the Gambian leader has this advice for Gambians as he wishes all a blessed Eid celebration on Tuesday.
We wish Gambians a happy celebration, and we are advising people, sometimes don't force yourself up to that level. There is a preaching in the Quran that if you are able, you can go in for a ram. But if you are not able, I think you are forgiven for it. So we'll advise people not to go and take loans or whatever for the feast. After the end of the day, you end up being in trouble, or you end up being in financial problems.
He gave assurances of his government's continuous commitment to liberalize the livestock trade, to have more Gambians take charge of this lucrative trade. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
On Saturday, the Gambia began rolling out the Sinopharm vaccine for the first time at the Sukuta Health Center. Meanwhile, as announced this week by government, this is also the day the police are being tasked to enforce public compliance with health measures, especially the mandatory wearing of face mask. QTV's Momodu Lamin Choi has been monitoring developments, and this is his report.
The Gambia's vaccination campaign has resumed with the use of the Sinopharm vaccine after the country ran out of stocks of the AstraZeneca vaccine a month ago. The inoculation of this type of vaccine is taking place at the Sukuta Health Center, where the turnout is described as impressive since the morning. Interestingly, Asian nationals predominate in the queues for the inoculations. Only those who have not been vaccinated with other types of COVID-19 vaccine are eligible to take the Sinopharm vaccine.
What we are seeing early in the morning, when it started around 8, the turnout was very high, and all those who were vaccinated and they have already gone home. What we are realizing is that when the information is given, the turnout for native Gambians is very low when you compare to what the other Asian countries are, who are on large number, responded to a call, and probably they know the importance of this vaccine.
The Sinopharm vaccine was developed and manufactured in China, and like the AstraZeneca and other vaccines, was approved by the World Health Organization for emergency use and has 79% of efficacy against the coronavirus. Currently, only 10,000 doses of the vaccine are in stock in the country. The Ministry of Health in a statement states that it will administer the vaccine on a first-come, first-served basis. Maria Maketa is queuing to be vaccinated.
The prevalence of the virus in the world is too much. It is very powerful. It is essential for people to take preventive measures, because prevention is better than cure. That is why when I heard the news about the vaccination from my friend, I decided to come and take it.
The vaccine is administered in 2 doses at an interval of 3 to 4 weeks. People who are vaccinated today will take their second jab on the same date next month. And among its possible side effects are joint and muscle pain, fever, tenderness or swelling on where the shot was given. At least 12,000 people have been fully vaccinated with the AstraZeneca vaccine in the Gambia. And given this small number, coupled with a low level of public compliance with the health regulations, there has been a recent alarming 13% increase in new cases and an increase in hospitalizations linked to the virus.
It's not easy to change behavior overnight. Yeah, but notwithstanding, many people are also turning positive as far as accepting the vaccine is concerned.
Elsewhere around town, the police are busy getting the public to comply with face mask wearing. And they do this by stopping vehicles and asking people without a face mask to alight without any fine. One is then free to join public transport after buying and wearing face masks.
For you to enforce a law, you need to make sure that the mechanisms are put in place. But no mechanism is put in place. You took people, apprehend them, arrest them, and put the fine on them. And therefore, the people and your own citizens will know that this is real, and government is taking it serious. But if you apprehend an individual, force him to buy a face mask, and he moves, the trend continues.
It is fair to state that there is progress, albeit at a slow pace, in the fight against the virus that is fast spreading with the Delta variant. An important question the public is asking, particularly those who are yet to take their second dose of the AstraZeneca, is how long do they have to wait to be fully vaccinated? Momodu Lamin Choi, QTV News.
In other news, as part of a joint initiative to boost ICT education in schools and making easy access to standard technology equipment a reality for students attending various secondary schools in Banjul, Yamoransa and Helping Africa Foundations handed over 3 fully equipped computer labs to the St. Joseph Senior Secondary School on Thursday.
The Edu Lab houses 2 computer rooms equipped with 25 computers each, with CCTVs, a makerspace room with robotics, Legos and 3D printing, and a conference center equipped with a projector and a public address system. This huge project is made possible thanks to Yamoransa and Helping Africa Foundations and Sukaisi, a 1993 alumnus of St. Joseph Senior Secondary School, whose personal intervention helped facilitate the implementation of a project officials say will expose students to the latest technology and impart knowledge that will help transform the country. Principals and students of Gambia and Muslim Senior Secondary Schools, Gaba Jahumpa School, ex-students of St. Joseph's graced Thursday's landmark event as speaker after speaker praised Yamoransa and Helping Africa Foundations for launching such a project. Rahim Malik Low, Mayor of Banjul, and Sukaisi, both alumnus of St. Joseph's High School, underscored the importance and impact such a laboratory will have in improving ICT education in the Gambia.
I attended this school years ago as a young girl, and coming back today to witness the handing over of a structure that will enhance the learning conditions of the students of not only this school but all the neighboring schools is to me a welcoming initiative.
And I kept thinking to myself, wow, this would be great if we have one of these in Gambia. So 2 days before the end of the program, my brother Japhet Ayuko came to me and said, Sukai, if you can identify a school in Gambia, we'll open one lab for you. I was so happy, so ecstatic. I cried, gave him the biggest hug ever. And since November of last year, I've been working on this project.
Dr. Deborah Rose of Yamoransa Foundation and Yafet Ariyuku, Executive Director Helping Africa Foundation, implored students to make best use of the equipment in the labs, describing it as the first of its kind for schools in Banjul.
Teachers and the students of St. Joseph's School, for the teachers, in the words of Crosby, Stills, and Nash approximately, teach your children well, and to the students, learn well and go out to make the world a better place.
So she didn't do it alone. She has partners and friends and alumni who all supported her. But we also came all the way from the US to support her and to fund this project.
Hosted by St. Joseph's High School, students from schools in Banjul are expected to benefit from weekly lessons at the Edu Lab, and a committee comprising principals of schools in Banjul has already been set up to facilitate joint lessons for their respective schools. Marie-Therese Boisi is the head girl of St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School.
I would like to seize this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude, not only for me, but also for the 4 schools benefiting from this wonderful project.
Thursday's event was characterized by interludes of poetry, drama and choir performances by students of St. Joseph's and St. Augustine Senior Secondary Schools. Other speakers included Madam Hannah Coker, principal of St. Joseph's High School, and Kofi Prebi, project manager, amongst others. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
We will now go with a short commercial break. Still to come, we have more stories, to stay tuned.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. Now, Idul Adha or Tobaski is a busy time for tailors. However, this year's Tobaski seems not to be booming as it used to be for them, as I discovered when I visited Adbal Market in Banjul. Here is my report. During the Eid period, tailors are among the busiest. However, it seems it is not business as usual for them. They say they have received less fabrics for showing this year. Normally, markets are crowded and bustling with people around this time when the feast is just a few days away. At Albert Market in Banjul, only a few people are shopping or doing other activities. Tala Chen, a tailor, says business is better but not booming.
Compared to last year's Tobaski, because of the corona, this year is better. But corona is now decreasing. I pray that it is eradicated. It is not easy. Sometimes customers come at the last minute because that's the time they have money and we have to sew for them. But we give priority to children.
Each year comes with a choice of fashion style and taste. This year, simple fashions or colorful designs appears to be the trend. From beautifully short gowns, jackets, haftans amongst other styles. Ibrahim Toure, also a tailor, said there are not many customers and their habit of bringing their fabrics late becomes an issue.
This Tobaski, we are sowing little by little, but sometimes the light is unstable, and that interrupts our work. Otherwise, work is going on well in the Banjul market.
Fatou Sarr, a shop owner at the market, also states similar views on the low turnout of customers. Since the corona started, the tailoring business is down. Business is not going as usual. However, this Tobaski is better. We only see a few people during Korite and Tobaski, which can't sustain our family. I pray we all observe the Tobaski peacefully. Bringing clothes to the tailors in the last minute or a few days before Tobaski sometimes creates problems between tailors and their customers. They are confident that they will finish on time. Mohamed Seka, a fabric seller, explains.
Business is not going as it used to be, but we thank God. There are only a few customers. It used to be far better than this.
Momodu Sambura, a fabric seller, believes people don't have enough money for this year's Tobaski because normally by this time, the market is always crowded, adding that the turnout is very low. Ajipintu Drame, QTV News. Coming up next is international news. Following the announcement by French President Emmanuel Macron that France will start closing its military bases in northern Mali by the end of 2021, including the 5,100-member Barkhane force, there are growing concerns that the move may help ISIS grow its influence in Africa. And Sumana Isonyase reports.
This move by France to close its military base in Mali comes at a time many analysts and experts believe ISIS is gaining momentum in Africa, as it seeks to extend its control over several territories in Mali and other parts of the continent. With its influence now on the decline in the Middle East, ISIS seems to be focusing more on solidifying its grip on territories in Africa. This is evident in their activities in Lake Chad and the surrounding region, which includes parts of Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, Cameroon and Nigeria, where jihadists have taken control of significant territories in the Sahel. In 2018, the West Africa Center for Counter-Extremism reported up to 6,000 West Africans who had fought with Islamic State had returned home from Iraq and Syria after the group's self-proclaimed caliphate collapsed. Experts also believe this may be contributing to the growth of ISIS on the continent. France's announcement comes in the wake of last week's public appeal by Niger's President Mohamed Bazoum seeking support from European partners to fight jihadists, revealing that ISIS and its affiliates are claiming large territories in Mali and Niger. With more than 800,000 people displaced and some 1.3 million people living in severe humanitarian need in the resource-rich region of Cabo Delgado in northern Mozambique after fleeing from jihadists, the EU, the South African Development Community, and regional neighbors are gearing up to defend the region as threats of a likely ISIS infiltration in countries like Congo and Mozambique are close to becoming a reality. Thousands of people have been killed, displaced, kidnapped and recruited into ISIS and its affiliates in Africa, leaving many wondering what could possibly lead young, able-bodied men into joining groups known for their viciousness and disregard for human life. Experts, however, believe marginalization, lack of job opportunities and oppression may be contributing factors. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
Next is sports news. The Gambia government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, has given a financial reward of $600,000 to 4 athletes who will represent the country at the Tokyo Olympics. This was revealed at a farewell ceremony held at the Ministry of Youth and Sports on Friday. Our sports reporter, Momodu Gajaga, attended the ceremony and he now reports.
Rewarded for their efforts in the past few years to get an Olympic ticket, top African and Gambian female sprinter Gina Bass and judoka Fainjai were each given $200,000, while Ibrahima Kamara and Ibrahima Buaro get $100,000 each. According to the Minister of Youth and Sports, the money has already been paid into the athletes' accounts.
As a country, we will want to task you that commitment, that determination that you have been doing over the past years and months to be able to reach where you are is what we will want you to build on and go out there and extend this message to the rest of them, Gina and others, that the whole Gambia, from the president, from the executive, to every individual of who is a citizen or living in the Gambia, is so proud of what you people have achieved. And we want you to do more. We want you to go out there and bring us some medals. Government have also decided to provide an extra amount of money, but the total amount is $600,000.
Among the attendees of the ceremony is former Olympian and now Minister of Defense, Sheikh Omar Faye. He encourages the athletes to have national pride in representing their country and reflected on the past when he competed in the 1984 Los Angeles Games. He also hailed the hard work of former athletes and sports administrators for their role in shaping sports development, especially athletics.
In 1984, during the opening ceremony, we were all wearing our blue kaftans, and I was privileged to have the flag, and the team was with me, and the stadium was full to capacity. It was jam full. It was not COVID then. And the whole world was watching the Gambian delegation with Chen Haftan, you blew with all our senior people, the late Alaji Omar Sy, Cherno Bara Touré, Fred Lloyd Evans, Dudu Diouf, Bamba Ndiaye, gars yëpp nekk fa. And we the athletes, the Banana Jajus, the Amin Daws, the Georgiana Freemans, the Jabu Jawas, Frances Jata, Peter and Paul Cisse.
Heading Gambia's delegation to the Tokyo Olympic Games is Anthony Tabal. The chef de mission says he and the athletes will give it their best to raise the country's flag.
Let them perform as best as they can in a safe environment and bring them back home safely so that they can raise the Gambian flag to where it should be, and hopefully we might even have a chance for a medal this year because our sister Gina Bass has been doing a lot.
Ibrahim Abuaro received the Gambia flag on behalf of the team. He says he's been training hard for the Games and hopes to compete and do his best for the country. Omodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we close, here's a recap of our main headlines. Paid an unexpected visit to the central abattoir in Abuko to get first-hand information on the sale of sacrificial rams for Eid celebrations, locally called Tobaski. On Saturday, the Gambia began rolling out the Sinopharm vaccine for the first time at the Sukuta Health Center, coinciding with the day the police are being tasked to enforce the mandatory wearing of face masks. 3 fully equipped computer labs were handed over on Thursday to St. Joseph Senior Secondary School by Yamuransa and Helping Africa Foundation. In international news, there are growing concerns that the influence of Islamist group ISIS will grow in Africa, following the announcement by French President Emmanuel Macron that France will start closing its military bases in northern Mali. In sports news, the Gambia government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, has given a financial reward of $600,000 to 4 athletes who will represent the country at the Tokyo Olympics. Well, that's it from me in tonight's edition of the news. Thank you for watching and have a good evening.